So I think the sum total of all acquisitions done by American industry will be lousy. It's in the nature of corporations that are prosperous to be talked into dumb deals, and bureaucracy tends to feed on itself and create unnecessary costs. So I think the history of acquisitions is that it's not an enormous way to wealth. Now, it has been for us, but we're very peculiar. And luckily, a lot of people don't want to be peculiar in our way.
I've sat in on probably hundreds of acquisition discussions. Most of them have been bad ideas, but there have been
Some of them are mediocre.
Some are good. Well, a great case is Geico. I mean, it's really a great case study because Geico had this wonderful business prior to going off the tracks in the early 1970s, but it'd been an incredible business, and everybody, it was well known in the financial world. And then it went off the tracks in its own business, got back on the tracks. After it got back on the tracks, it made a couple of acquisitions, and they weren't disasters, but they certainly weren't successes. And they tended to take I think they took their eyes off the ball in terms of the potential of Geico itself. There were two acquisitions in particular. The accounting cost of those two acquisitions was poor, but it wasn't disastrous. But if you look to secondary effects, it was huge. I mean, there were a dozen years there or so where all kinds of gains could have been made that weren't, and you don't get those years back. It's human nature to some degree to, keep wanting. I mean, normally the people that get to be CEOs are not shrinking violets, and they have animal spirits, as Keynes talked about, and they like to do things. And the supporting staff certainly senses that they like to do things. I mean, they often have people in charge of strategy or acquisitions or all of that thing. What do you think those people are going to do? Sit around and suck their thumbs? No, they're going to keep coming in with deals. And the investment bankers will be, calling on them daily. So there are all these forces that push toward deals. And if you try to push toward deals, you're going to get a lot of dumb deals. We try very hard not to get eager to do a deal. We're just eager to do a deal that makes sense. And that would be a lot harder if we had directors, strategy departments, whatever it might be, all pushing us toward, what have you done in the last 3 months or something of the sort. So the setting in which you operate really can be very important. Charlie, anything?
No.